Hey, thanks for joining me today for PerkStream. Um, if you've ever driven on a mountain road, you know that part of it's been cut out of the mountain, and so you've got rock on one side, but what do you have on the other? Sometimes you have nothing. It just goes right off into an abyss. And those pieces of metal that engineers sometimes put in place are meant to keep us from doing just that. Those things we call guardrails. When life feels out of control and we feel like we're heading over a cliff, where can we find guardrails for our lives? Well, last week I shared with you that there are some very direct words, some imperatives that Paul gave us for us to consider how we might have guardrails for our life. I'm going to emphasize Philippians 4:6 for us right now. Do not be anxious about anything, but present your requests to God in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving. Now, I didn't read that in the traditional order. I did it to emphasize the two imperatives. Do not be anxious, but present your requests to God. You probably know people who are anxious all the time. Maybe you are one of them. And you would just love to know that there's going to be peace and safety for more than 20 minutes in life. Paul says directly, do not be anxious. And you might be saying, well, how am I supposed to do that? How can I just do that? I just can't flip the switch. You're right. I don't think we can flip a switch. But we do need to find a way to continually choose to say, I'm going to do the things that won't make me anxious, like pray. I'm going to do the things that don't make me anxious, like listen to the voice of truth that God has. What Paul is saying is, when we are anxious, the first thing we need to do is turn to the Lord and let Him know what makes us anxious. We're not going to Him like a cosmic therapist. We're not going to Him for counseling. We're actually going to Him to say, God, I want you to replace my anxiety with peace. I can't handle this. I need your help. And so Paul says, do this all the time in every way you know how. You might be familiar with the prayer that Jesus prayed, Psalm 22:1, when He was on the cross. That would certainly, from a human standpoint, be a very anxious moment. And he was praying, my God, why have you forsaken me? On the other hand, I've learned to pray a prayer out of Psalm 116:7 that says, return to your rest, O my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. It's this reminder I've taken up that God's been good and I can be at rest because He has not stopped being good. You might just say, I don't have words for it, Lord, so read my heart and help me have peace. Make your requests known to God and cultivate gratitude while you're at it, saying, thank you. Thank you for what you have done and what you will do. And here is what Paul said will happen if we will turn from our anxiety and not let it be our focus, but we rather come to the Lord with our focus. He will give us an uncommon peace, a peace that cannot come from anywhere else. Just when you think you're going over the edge, God gives us a guardrail, and that guardrail is to turn from our anxiety and lay it at His feet, and let Him begin to work in us a peace that passes understanding, a peace that we go, I didn't manufacture that, it could only come from God. The guardrail the Lord provides comes when we choose to turn our focus towards Him. So I hope you find yourself praying more and worrying less this week, and that guardrail will keep your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. Have a great week. God bless you, and we will talk to you later.